Imagine this for a second. You've got these like divine beings, actual deities, glowing with light, coming down from heavenly realms.
Yeah.
And they're coming to seek answers from someone deeply enlightened. It sounds like mythology, but that's exactly the scenario we're diving into today.
It really is quite something. We're digging into the Devaputtasaṃyuttaṃ, that translates roughly to connected discourses with devas, or deities.
Devaputtasaṃyuttaṃ. Got it.
Exactly. And these aren't just dry texts. They feel like real conversations. You can almost picture it often late at night, maybe at the Jetavana monastery near Savatthi.
Which was a major hub back then.
Significant place for the Buddhist teachings, yeah. You have these luminous beings, these Devaputtas, talking with the Buddha.
So our mission here really is to unpack what these divine visitors were asking. What were the big insights they were after?
And how their questions, and crucially, the Buddha's answers, can maybe give you a bit of a shortcut.
A shortcut to understanding some core ideas that honestly still hit home today. You might find some real aha moments in here about life, practice, maybe even liberation.
Definitely. So let's paint that picture a bit more. These Devaputtas, they show up, and the texts always say they're shining brightly.
Illuminating the whole place, right?
The whole Jetavana monastery. And they approach the Buddha with a lot of reverence, often late at night when things were quiet.
It's such a striking image. What does it tell you that these beings, supposedly from higher, happier realms, are still coming down seeking guidance?
Well, it implies that maybe spiritual growth isn't just a human thing, you know?
Right. They were asking about the path to peace, understanding suffering, what an enlightened being is really like.
It suggests that this kind of development, this seeking, it's kind of universal. Even if you're in a supposedly better place, there's still maybe more to understand. Or perhaps they saw the Buddha's unique attainment.
Especially around inner cultivation. That seems to be a big theme.
Huge. Take anger, for instance. One Devaputta, Magga, asks, what brings happiness when you overcome it and leaves no sorrow?
And the Buddha's answer?
Straight up, anger.
Wow. And he describes it as, what was it? Poison-rooted, sweet-topped?
Yeah. That's such a powerful image, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
How does thinking of it as sweet-topped actually help, though? Because that sweetness is the tricky part, the part that hooks you in.
That's the key, I think. The sweet-topped part is that that momentary rush, the feeling of being right or powerful just for a second, but recognizing that as just the topping lets you see the poison root underneath, the long-term damage, the bitterness it always leaves. It helps you see the allure as a trap.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. See past the immediate gratification.
Exactly. And then there's desire. Taming desires was another big one.
Right, Damali Devaputta. He talks about the Brahmin's task being this, constant effort to abandon sexual desires.
And the Buddha uses this amazing analogy. Someone struggling in a river, thrashing about, trying to get across. But then they reach the far shore, they stand firm, and the struggle, it's just gone.
So the river is?
The struggle is like being caught in the cycle of birth and death, samsara, driven by all that wanting. The far shore is nibbana, freedom. No more thrashing.
Standing firm. No more struggle.
Right, and there's an urgency to it as well. Another Devaputta, Vasudatta, talks about dropping sensual lust like you'd deal with a spear wound or your head being on fire.
Whoa, that's intense. Not exactly casual self-help.
No, it's serious business. This is about ending fundamental suffering. And that brings us to mental peace.
Ah, yes, Subrahma Devaputta. He just observes, pretty bluntly, that the mind is always agitated, always anxious.
I think we can all relate to that one.
Definitely. So what was the Buddha's prescription for that, for calming that constant agitation?
It wasn't just one thing. He pointed to the factors of awakening mindfulness, investigation, energy, and so on. Also, crucially, sense restraint.
Watching what comes in through the senses.
Exactly. And ultimately, relinquishing everything, letting go.
Relinquishing everything. That's a tall order.
It is. But it really shifts the focus, doesn't it? Peace isn't found by getting more stuff outside, but by letting go inside. Through discipline and, well, relinquishment.
Makes you think. Okay, so beyond our own minds, what about interactions? Good actions, good company.
Oh, absolutely vital. Siva Devaputta puts it really strongly. Associate with the good, befriend the good, period.
And the benefits he lists are huge. Gaining wisdom, escaping sorrow.
Shining among your relatives, even reaching good destinations after death.
Achieving stability, and ultimately liberation from all suffering. It's amazing that even these devas are saying, essentially, Who you hang out with matters fundamentally for your spiritual path.
It's not just social advice. It's presented as, like you said, a spiritual technology. Your environment shapes you deeply.
So choose your friends wisely, even for enlightenment.
You seem so. And beyond associations, the act of giving dana comes up too.
Ah, the story of Sari Devaputta. That one's great. He was a king in a past life, right?
Yeah. Yes, King Sari. And he learned that giving, specifically with faith and a clear mind, brings huge benefits, both now and later.
And the interesting part is, he was so into generosity, he let his queens, officers, even regular folks take over the giving at his palace gates.
Right. He wasn't always the one physically handing things out anymore.
But he still saw the immense merit in the whole act, the intention behind it all.
Which tells you it's the quality of the heart, the faith, the clear-minded generosity that counts most, not just the mechanics of the giving.
That's a really useful distinction. And related to good actions, there's Devaputta.
Ah, yes. Simple but profound. Better not to do evil, for it burns later. Better to do good, for one does not regret it.
It seems so obvious, but we mess it up all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
Why do you think that hits so hard? He used that analogy.
The cart driver, right. Abandoning the smooth, easy road for a rough one, breaking his axle, and then just lamenting. It hits hard because it connects actions directly to consequences in a way you can easily picture. Bad choices lead to that burning regret, that broken axle. Good choices, smooth road, no regrets. It's basic cause and effect, karma, really clearly illustrated.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Some of these dialogues really challenge your perceptions. Real aha moments.
Definitely. One of the most famous, maybe, is about reaching the end of the world.
Rohita Devaputta, this being who was apparently a super powerful seer in a past life.
Yeah, incredibly powerful. He tried to literally travel to the place where there's no more birth, aging, or death. The end of the world, in that sense.
How fast did he go?
Like an arrow shot across an ocean. For 100 years.
100 years. And
died without reaching it. Never got there.
So the Buddhist take, this is the mind-bending part.
Right. The Buddha says, flat out, you cannot reach that end of the world by traveling, no matter how fast or how long.
But then he adds something crucial.
He says, yet I do not declare the end of suffering without having reached the end of the world, implying he has reached it.
Okay, so how?
He clarifies, but I proclaim the world, its origin, its cessation, and the path to its cessation within this very fathom-long body with its perceptions and mind.
Wow. So the entire journey, the world, its end, it's all in here, not out there.
Exactly. It's internal. The whole quest gets reoriented from an external search to an internal exploration transformation. That's a huge aha moment.
It really is. No need for spaceships or 100-year journeys.
Just the willingness to look within this body and mind, that's where suffering arises, and that's where it ceases.
Powerful stuff. Okay, another one. The true lights of the world.
Yeah, Magga Devaputta again. He asks about what illuminates the world.
Sun, moon, fire, the obvious ones.
All right, the physical lights. But the Buddha points beyond them. He says the perfectly awakened one, the Buddha himself, is the supreme light.
Far surpassing any physical light source.
It's about inner illumination, wisdom, guidance. That's the light that truly matters for ending darkness, the darkness of ignorance.
A good reminder of where to look for real clarity.
And then there are these quite dramatic stories involving eclipses.
Oh, right, with Kandima and Surya the Moon and Sun Devas.
Being seized by Rahu, the Asura king. This ancient figure often associated with causing eclipses, like swallowing the sun or moon.
And in their distress, they cry out to the Buddha for refuge.
Yeah, their plea is recorded. Homage to you, Buddha, hero, liberated from all. I am in distress. Be my refuge.
And the Buddha intervenes.
He does. He addresses Rahu, basically tells him to let them go, and Rahu gets scared. He says something like, my head would split into 7 pieces if I didn't release them.
Huh. So he lets them go.
He does. It shows the Buddha's protective power, his compassion, reaching even into these, cosmic dramas, but also maybe the universal need for refuge when things feel overwhelming.
Finding that ultimate safety. Okay, so let's talk about the path itself, its urgency, and what the goal looks like, the qualities of liberated beings.
There's a real sense of urgency in some verses. Uttara and Nanda Devaputtas remind us, life is led onward, age is short.
Those led by aging have no refuge.
Yeah. It's stark. Death is always there. So the implication is, don't waste time. Either make merit for future good or, even better, abandon worldly attachments now for peace.
Get on with it, basically.
Pretty much. And Tayana Devaputta, described as an ancient ascetic, reinforces this need for diligence, Really stern advice.
What does he say?
If one does a deed, one should do it firmly. A lax, wandering life scatters more dust. Meaning half-hearted effort just makes more mess.
And he has that warning about kusa grass.
Right, like badly grasped, kusa grass cuts the hand. Monastic life badly undertaken drags one to hell. Kusa grass was sharp, used by ascetics. Handle it carelessly, you get cut. Handle the spiritual life carelessly.
The stakes are high.
Very high. And interestingly, the Buddha specifically told the monks to learn and remember Tayana's verses because they were beneficial.
So this isn't just some random Deva's opinion. The Buddha endorsed this call for firm commitment.
Absolutely. No dabbling allowed if you're serious.
Speaking of serious practice, there's that lovely story about Gakar Devaputta.
The potter. Yes. He shows up and tells the Buddha he knows 7 monks who are fully liberated arahants.
And Gakura himself was a lay follower, right, of a previous Buddha, Kassapa.
That's right. And what's really touching is the Buddha's response. He confirms Gakura's insight and then says essentially, oh yeah, Gakura, he was my village fellow, my friend back in that lifetime.
Wow. So connections across lifetime.
Deep connections. And it also shows that deep wisdom and the ability to recognize liberation aren't exclusive to monks. This lay potter had profound insight.
That's really encouraging. And then there's the praise for Sariputta.
Oh yeah, extensive praise. He was one of the Buddha's chief disciples, renowned for his wisdom.
And the devas, like Ananda and Susima, just list his qualities. It's quite a list.
Wise, great wisdom, vast wisdom, quick wisdom, sharp wisdom, discerning wisdom. It goes on.
But it's not just about wisdom, is it? They also mention things like
few desires, contented, secluded, unmixed, energetic, a good speaker, patient, a reproacher of evil.
It paints a picture of a very well-rounded, integrated person, not just a brainiac.
Exactly. The wisdom is deep and practical, but it's combined with strong ethical character, contentment, energy, social skill, patience, the whole package.
This is what enlightenment, or at least advanced development, looked like.
To both humans and devas, apparently. Susima says, when Sariputta's virtues are praised, the whole assembly of devas glows like a radiant jewel or pure gold.
That's incredible universal esteem.
Yeah.
And the Buddha confirms that Anathapindika, the guy who donated the Jetavana monastery,
had great faith in Sariputta, so his reputation was solid across the board.
Okay, finally, these texts also give us a glimpse of the wider spiritual landscape back then, right? Multiple perspectives.
Yes, the Nanatatiya-Salvaka Sutta is fascinating for this. You get different Devaputtas showing up, but they're followers of other teachers.
Like Kassapa, Makaligo Sala. These were famous figures at the time with their own philosophies and followers.
Right. And these devas come and praise their teachers. It shows this wasn't a vacuum. There were many paths and ideas being discussed and practiced.
A real marketplace of spiritual ideas.
Pretty much. But then you get this little interjection from Mara.
The evil one. The tempter. The personification of delusion. What does he do?
He tries to chime in, seemingly endorsing attachment to things like intense ascetic practices or rebirth in heavenly realms, things that might seem good on the surface.
But the Buddha sees right through it.
Immediately. He shuts Mara down, saying basically, all these appearances, whether good or bad, here or in the heavens, if you cling to them, that's just Mara's snare. It's bait thrown out for fish, leading to destruction.
So a really crucial warning.
Yeah.
Even good things can be traps if they lead to attachment instead of real liberation.
Exactly. It's about the underlying motivation. Is it leading towards letting go or just another form of subtle clinging? You always have to check.
Okay, so after seeing all these different views, how does it conclude?
It ends with Makavagamyo Devaputta giving this ultimate praise for the Buddha. Really poetic.
What does he compare him to?
The greatest mountain near Rajagaha, Mount Vipula. The highest peak of all, the Himalaya. The sun among all lights. The moon among the stars.
Basically saying the Buddha's wisdom and path are supreme, towering over all others.
A fitting way to show the perceived pinnacle after exploring various options.
So quite a journey we've taken through these ancient dialogues. We've seen these celestial beings coming down.
Seeking answers on everything from managing anger day to day to understanding the ultimate nature of reality.
And the wisdom feels timeless, doesn't it?
It really does. Lots of practical advice, but also these profound shifts in perspective.
And a key takeaway seems to be that the really deep insights, the end of the world, they aren't found out there somewhere.
Nope. They come from turning inward. That true wisdom, the real light, illuminates everything for everyone, humans or devas.
So it really all comes down to us, doesn't it?
It seems that way. Which leads to the final thought for you, the listener.
Right. Consider this. If even these radiant divine beings felt they had floods to cross, felt the need to seek clarity on these fundamental questions,
What flood are you trying to cross in your life right now? What struggle are you facing?
and where might you find your true light? What wisdom, maybe hidden right there in your own experience, is waiting to be uncovered?